Oh, this is interesting. I woke up this morning, I was going to do some work on the computer, start work on my vlog that I shot yesterday in the Lake District. It's freezing fog, and there's no way I'm sitting at a computer when there's a freezing fog about, so I thought, where can I go? It's kind of, obviously, it's misty and moody, and I thought, let's go to your local park where there's this gorgeous line of trees and photograph dog walkers. So people walking the dogs, walking down the path. The little figures had a real focal point to images like this, and I really like it. So I've come and set up, and there's barely been a dog walker. I mean, this is absolutely like a motorway most of the time. Perhaps people have stayed in because it's slippy, but there's just nobody about. We've got one chap walking in here. Oh, actually, there's a woman walking towards me with a dog. I have got a couple of pictures of kind of dogs, but I'm just like, oh, come on. All the times I've photographed places and wanted people out of my photographs, and then I actually come to photograph dog walkers and they're just nowhere to be seen. But that's the way it goes. I'm going to hang on. I'm going to keep shooting. I want to be able to shoot in autofocus, basically. I need to be able to lock onto the figure, get the shot, let them move a bit, lock on, get the shot, because I'm only shooting at about f8, because I do want to exaggerate the sort of the feeling of the mist by throwing things slightly out of focus. So it's just great fun being down here, cracking these kinds of images off. And who knows, this kind of shot could be one that could end up as living the view in landscape photography of the year, you know, that kind of image. Because they're quite moody. I've got a friend in London, he's a Facebook friend, it's called George Johnson, and he shoots wonderful pictures in London of people in the rain with umbrellas, people in misty conditions and that kind of stuff. He's really good at it, and so I'm sort of going for that kind of image. It's not really my thing, as you know, I'm more of a plain landscaper, but of course I am used to shooting people because I do shoot weddings in the summer. That's kind of what I do to generate a good part of my income, which I wanted to mention as well, in case you're thinking of getting married, especially if you live in the northwest of England. Check my website out below. I'm going to put a link to my wedding photography site. Check out some of my work, and if you want to get married, well, if you want to get married, if you're getting married or you know someone who is, why not recommend me? I'm sort of documentary style. I do a decent job, so I just thought I'd put a bit of a plug in there. And there's a few dog walkers. Do you know, I've just realised what's happening. They're circumnavigating me. They're seeing me with a camera and they're coming around the side, so I think these are going to cut in now. I'm going to switch lens and see if I can get a few decent shots, because I've got a few that are okay, but they're not great, and I want great. So thanks for joining me. This is what I got. Right, it's about 2 hours later. I'm still shooting. It's unbelievable that these conditions have hung around. Normally when you get this kind of low mist, this kind of freezing fog and a bit of light as well, normally disappears really quickly. You're lucky to get half an hour out of it. But this morning, it just seems to be staying. It's not going anywhere. I'm showing you this little spot because I've moved on from the trees. I did stay there for quite a long time, and I've got a lot of different images. It's been great. People have been coming up and chatting, asking me what I'm up to. I've probably got a couple of new subscribers out of it anyway, at the very minimum. But I wanted to show you this tree. See that little lollipop shaped tree there? I just really like the shape of it. I think I've not been up close. I presume it's a beech, but the way it's kind of orange and it's catching the light, the background's all diffused and soft. So I've been photographing that just as a landscape on its own with no people in it. I've also photographed it with people walking through the scene, trying different kind of positions to get it to work. I've got one with a dog running through, and what I did, obviously, because it was a big, I think it was a Doberman or something, but it was big and fast. Instantly up my ISO about 500, took me f-stop down to about f5 to try and get me a decent shutter speed. For a dog running through a scene like that, you need over 1,000th of a second, definitely. So I've done that. I put it on multi-fire, drilling away, and hopefully I've got a nice one of that with the dog running under it. But if not, I just like the landscape as it is. It's very simple, and although I can't really see too much light here, I know the camera's picking all that light up and it's looking really good. So this is great. I've got loads of different shots and I'm just kind of working it. I'm very, very tempted to go wandering off in the woodland. There's some kind of semi-wild woodland in this park, and I'm very tempted to wander off and start shooting trees and details and stuff. But to be honest, I've got a lot of that kind of stuff, and I'm just thinking, no, stick with what you're doing, and that's what I'm doing. So I've got a few different people walking around now. I was talking before about not having people with dogs in it. I've got a shot with loads of dogs. I got a woman who's a dog walker, walked right through the middle, dogs everywhere. I got some guys who came up, they were having a right laugh. They said, "What are you photographing?" I said, "Oh, you know, the mist." He goes, "Gorillas in the mist." and then his mate goes, "Pissed in the mist." They were just having a good crack, and I took the portrait anyway, and I'm going to include that in the pictures. So I'm going to crack on. Hopefully I get something else, because the mist seems to be hanging around, and I've got somewhere to be at 3 o'clock. I picked me nephew and nieces up from school, but if the conditions stay like this, my dad's going to go and pick them up. I'm going to make the call. I'm going to stay out all day, because it's just too good for me to turn down this kind of weather. So hopefully it stays all day, but let's go on and see if I can get something else.